There are some pretty scary things happening around the amazing digital circus as of now, and I feel like it's important to talk about these things and to be aware of the dangers around the show, which was originally meant to be enjoyed, discussed, and of course talked about, but I think it's fair to say that nobody intended it to be talked about this way. In this video, I'm going to explain two major issues that have been plaguing the show. First, the UTTP drama that is going on right now, and I'm pretty sure that everybody is familiar with what UTTP is, but if you're not, UTTP is basically this toxic group that goes after popular shows and creators, and right now they've set their sights on the amazing digital circus. And then I'll also talk about the content farm situation, which is honestly just as concerning but affects young viewers in a completely different way. So let me start with the UTTP stuff, because this has honestly gotten really out of hand. Now, I've been following this situation for a while, and it's gotten so much worse than I initially thought. Like when I first heard about UTTP targeting the show, I figured it would be the usual trolling stuff that eventually dies down, but this has escalated into something genuinely dangerous. And the main issue is that they're not just going after the show itself, they're targeting the actual people behind it. Michael Kovac, who voices Jax, has been dealing with this harassment since late 2023, which is honestly insane when you think about it. We're talking about almost 2 years of constant harassment here. Alex Rochon, who voices Kane, and even Lizzie Freeman, who voices Pomni, they're all being targeted by these people, and it's not just random hate comments, it's coordinated harassment. And this whole situation is organized because they have this website called Skibidi Farms where they plan these attacks, and it's run by someone who calls himself General Glenn. This guy has basically turned harassment into a full-time operation, and he's been encouraging his followers to do increasingly extreme things. He literally made it mandatory for all UTTP members to participate in these raids against the amazing digital circus fandom, and like to spam horrific content in Michael Kovac's replies. And I'm talking about content that's so bad that I literally cannot describe it in this video. And General Glenn has been telling them to post even more extreme content, which obviously means illegal material, and this has been going on for years now. The UTTP members are actually bragging about what they're doing, and when Michael blocks them, General Glenn tells them to just make new accounts and keep going. But here's where it gets really concerning. Users on Skibidi Farms have been sharing personal information of the voice actors. Like they've been trying to find Gooseworx's personal details through data breaches, and they've been posting what they think are the voice actors' home address and phone numbers. And there was even someone who posted what he believed was Lizzie Freeman's address and a picture of her house, and General Glenn congratulated him for it. And then there are people asking Glenn how they can become staff members because they have some plans, and Glenn's response has been to encourage these users to go to Glitch Productions headquarters. We are talking about actual threats to show up at people's workplaces, and if you think that's just one incident, Glenn has been ramping up these efforts even more. He's been communicating with his Discord server members to continue harassing all the voice actors, giving them places to get the horrific content they spam. He's even been encouraging users to spam illegal material, which is literally a crime. And the young fanbase of the amazing digital circus is being exposed to this content. There are kids who are saying they're personally traumatized by what they've seen, and the UTTP members just laugh at them. And fans have been asking Glitch to do more to hide and ban these users, but honestly, what can they do when these people have their own platform and just keep making new accounts? Now, we're not just talking about regular trolling anymore, because these individuals are posting content that could easily get them sent to prison, and they are making actual threats towards an animation studio. And General Glenn has openly stated that he gets to carry out illegal activities, and he's made it known that he has contact with people who have carried out serious crimes. So this guy is genuinely dangerous, and I know that law enforcement watches these kind of videos, and with all the information that's been documented about General Glenn and the UTTP, there should be more than enough evidence to build a case. But so far, it seems like nothing is being done, which is honestly really frustrating. And the voice actors are doing their best to deal with this. Michael has been blocking accounts left and right, but they just make new ones, and I can't imagine how exhausting that must be for him. Like, these are just people trying to do their jobs and bring joy to fans. Like when Alex Rochon or Michael Kovac signed up to voice these characters, they probably never imagined they'd have to deal with this kind of harassment. They're not even public figures asking for controversy, they're literally just voice actors who happen to be a part of a popular show. But yeah, if you see any of this content, report it immediately. If there's enough attention brought to what Skibidi maybe the farms is doing, maybe some action will finally be taken. And obviously don't engage with these people at all, just report and block. And if you're in a situation where you're being harassed, document everything, make a police report, private your account, and contact the authorities if necessary. And also support the voice actors and the show in positive ways. Show them that real fans appreciate their work and that we are not all like these toxic individuals. Leave positive comments, share their work, and help drown out the negativity with genuine support. Now, the UTTP situation is definitely serious, but there is another issue that's been affecting the amazing digital circus that I think is just as concerning, and that's the content farm problem. Ever since the amazing digital circus became popular, there's been this massive wave of content farms that have latched onto the show's characters and are using them to create really inappropriate content specifically aimed at kids. So these content farms are basically taking characters like Pomni, and Ragatha and putting them in these weird, suggestive situations that are clearly not appropriate for the young audience that watches this show. They use clickbait thumbnails and titles that are honestly pretty disturbing, and they are getting millions of views doing it. And these channels are taking these otherwise completely innocent characters and creating all sorts of clickbait content targeted towards kids, using them in many different disturbing, sexually suggestive, and violent ways for shock value in order to get more clicks. We are talking about channels that have gained millions of subscribers and get hundreds of thousands and sometimes millions of views on each video, all of which take the characters from the amazing digital circus and put them in these weirdly sexualized and straight up provocative animations targeted towards children. And a lot of these channels are also trying to funnel kids toward their paid content. Like, they will put links in their descriptions to Patreon pages where they have even more inappropriate content. And some of these channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers are making serious money off of exploiting kids and using the amazing digital circus characters to do it. For example, there are channels that advertise private 18+ Patreon links, encouraging their young viewers to purchase access to their NSFW content and animations for as little as $5 a month. And when kids try to access this content, they're literally using their parents' credit cards to do so. And some of these channels have had over 2,000 people try to become members, likely before realizing they had to pay. So yeah, these content farms know exactly what they're doing. They're taking characters that kids love and trust, and they're using them to expose children to content that could genuinely be harmful. And YouTube seems to just let it happen, because these videos are getting so many views and are fully monetized. I actually tried searching for some of this content myself, and it's honestly way too easy to find. If you search for certain combinations of character names, you'll get suggested searches that are really concerning, and it's clear that kids are actively looking for and finding this stuff. And even on YouTube Kids, when you search for character names, you get suggestions that are honestly pretty disturbing. This kind of content can genuinely affect young viewers in really negative ways. It's honestly kinda heartbreaking, because these are just kids who want to watch content about characters they love, and YouTube knows this is happening, but they don't seem to want to do anything about it. These content farms are making them money, so they just let it slide, while actual creators who try to call out this behavior get their videos demonetized. And the problem is so big that Gooseworx already talked about it, and they even put it in the Pomni wake up video, but unfortunately they still cannot do anything about it. And this whole situation is honestly heartbreaking, because the amazing digital circus is supposed to bring joy to people, and instead we have these dangerous individuals targeting innocent people who are just trying to do their jobs, and content farms exploiting young viewers. The voice actors don't deserve any of this, and the fans, especially the young ones, shouldn't have to see this kind of content. The amazing digital circus community is supposed to be about creativity, discussion, and enjoying great content together. So let's not let these toxic individuals and exploitative channels ruin that for everyone else. Support the creators, protect each other, and help keep this community a positive place. So yeah, please help spread awareness about both of these situations. Share this video, talk about it, and help protect the people who bring us the content we love. And remember, this isn't about creating hate or harassment. This is about educating people on serious situations that need attention. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.